Okay, I'm sorry guys that it's been so crazy lately. I haven't been able to get these weekly readings out on time. I'm trying to get them out as best as I can, as fast as I can, but I really want to put energy into them, and sometimes that just takes a while. But let's go ahead and jump into this week's reading. I know it's a little late, but maybe I'll give you some insight into what's left of the week, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this week's weekly reading isn't the brightest outlook on things. Our first card representing the place we are in right now is the Knight of Pentacles. This is showing us to be hardworking, methodical, and consistent individuals. We just keep trudging on, which is good because it looks like we're probably going to need it. The next card, our obstacle, is the Two of Wands, representing the disruption of our plans, setbacks, and particularly when dealing with our finances or our sort of worldly wealth. Our internal base self walking into this coming week is represented by Temperance from the Major Arcana deck. Now, this is a good card, especially walking into this week that we have ahead. Spirituality and emotionally and internally, we are imbalanced, moving forward. We are centered and ready to tackle what is coming up. Next is the inverted Nine of Cups. Overindulgence. We have recently overindulged, and that has either caused us trouble that we've already seen so far, or it's going to cause us trouble. Trouble is coming as a result of it. We basically overdid it, and we're going to see the results of that. Unfortunately, the Nine of Cups connects very well with the future card, what's about to happen, what's right around the corner. That card is the Five of Cups. This card is a very forlorn looking card. If you take a look at it, the character is sorrowful. There's a great emotional turmoil in him. It's not all over, but there is a great deal of pain. Okay, there's a great deal of heartache. So that's something that we have to watch out for, and we have to ready ourselves for in this coming week. The final card, representing what the reading as a whole is telling us, is the Four of Swords. This card represents a time of rest, a time to take a moment and regenerate yourself. Okay, so we got all the cards down and read. We understand what their meaning are. Let's take a look at the reading as a whole and what it means for us. I really want to focus on the Four of Swords here. I don't feel like I often necessarily do that enough in these weekly readings. It's really important to understand that this spread is very much pointing towards, in this situation, the final card, the Four of Swords. We have a lot of negativity coming at us, and the spread is telling us how to deal with it. I'm seeing a pretty clear arc here, starting with the Ten of Cups. Inverted, it's saying that we have overindulged somehow, and that it is going to cause us some problems. Seeing as our greatest challenge in this coming week is the Two of Wands, our overindulgence is probably going to cause us some challenges when it comes to our material world. This could be financial strain or projects at work that aren't going to get completed. For example, maybe you partied a little too hard last weekend and came in a little hungover maybe. That kind of message is sort of what we're looking at here. And unfortunately, that's leading us into the Five of Cups, this very forlorn, sorrowful character. So going along with this hypothetical scenario of coming into work drunk, someone has probably noticed. So look, I'm not actually saying anybody walked into work drunk or hungover. It's just an example of the idea of the kind of energy, the kind of problems that the cards are showing us. We overdid it with something, and it's going to cause us some challenges in the real world, in the physical world. The Knight of Pentacles is telling us that we are hardworking people. And the Temperance card is saying that despite the fact that we have recently overindulged, we have found our way
back to balance. Sure, something we overdid, we overindulged, is going to possibly coming back to bite us, but we do have the emotional and psychological stability at the moment walking into this situation to see us through it. Like I said, we need to keep the Four of Swords in mind here. We may have overdone it with something, and it's going to cause us some trouble, but it's important to remember to take care of ourselves. If something does explode in your life, take your time with it. Don't overreact. Don't act rashly or impulsively. Take some time, lick your wounds, give yourself a minute to breathe after you get kicked in the gut. You're obviously, a solid, hardworking individual. You're trudging through it, which is fine, but the workhorse needs to take a break from time to time. You're at a place of balance now. Be ready for something to throw you off balance and to take some time to get back into balance. That's what the Four of Swords is trying to help us do. Something's coming at us. It's saying, hey, when it hits you, don't just try and walk it off. Take a seat. Have a glass of water. Breathe, okay? We need to rest, regroup, and get back to that centered place that we're in at the moment coming into this week.
Okay, so that's this week's weekly reading. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you guys like a private reading, go to my website, innerlighttarot.com, and we'll be able to set something up from you there. You can get my schedule there. And yeah, until next week, have a good one.